It's been quite a while since I came up here as a leadoff man, but I'll take it today. The sooner I get in the Hall of Fame, the better. Let me say, I want to thank our Father God for not only just giving me the ability to play baseball and the heart and everything else that it takes, but just for waking me up and everyone up this morning. It's a beautiful day here in Cooperstown, and I'm so happy that he's been gracious enough to deliver each and every one of you here today safely. So good to see everyone. Now, I can't tell you how excited I am and how blessed I am to be able to be going into the Hall of Fame today. And with my friends, Kirby Puckett, Bill Mazeroski, and we would love to have Hilton Smith here with us today, but please, on behalf of these guys, to the family of Hilton Smith, please accept our blessings. We wish he were here today to accept this, but we respect the way he played and what he contributed to the game. Now, many people ask me, many times before I came here, they said, Dave, what are you going to talk about when you get in front of all these people up in Cooperstown? Well, the most important day in my baseball life. Well, the first thing I'll do, I'll make sure that I say thank you to everybody who contributed to my life, to my baseball game, to help contribute to make Dave Winfield who he is today, who I am today. And I found out, the other part of it is that I found out, and in my desire to live successfully, that baseball fit very well into my life. It's been a great teacher, trainer, mentor, and you'll see what I mean in the next few minutes I have to speak. Now, my story began in the early 50s, as you heard on the monitor there. The Giants win the pennant, the Giants win the pennant, you know. There was a big hoopla going on in baseball at that time, but it was very quiet in St. Paul, Minnesota, for everybody but my mother, I'm sure, because that's the day I was born. Some 30 years later, we had some type of celebration in New York once again. The Yankees won the pennant. We went on to the World Series. 41 years after that, in the city of Toronto, the great city of Toronto, and all the provinces in Canada, everybody reached out and they were excited because we won the first World Series ever across the border. And then 45 years later, as I finished my career in the great city of Cleveland, that was another great way to end my career, going to the World Series. But before I go on, I mean, there are a lot of people that say, Dave, you knew that you were going to be up here one day in front of this crowd and with these Hall of Famers. There is no way. Believe me, despite my name being Winfield and loving the game dearly, it wasn't in the cards. I didn't know what it was going to take to get here. And all I can say is that had I known that I was going to be up here one day, I sure would have saved all my rookie baseball cards, but I didn't. To give you an idea what it feels like to be going in with some of the best baseball players of all time, I mean, it is fantastic. I have to say this about them. There are so many of these guys up here that were my role models, people I looked up to, people I wanted to be like, people I took something from the way they played this game of baseball, the way they conducted themselves in life to become Dave Winfield you see here today. I can tell you that despite these guys coming from different circumstances and conditions in life, some had more money than others, better baseball fields, better training, whatever the case may be, the differences are lessened by there are more things that are alike. There's a common thread among these guys. These guys not only loved the game of baseball, these guys had an intense desire to win. They were great teammates, and baseball just became a part of their life. So they put up with all kinds of circumstances to achieve what they did in their life. Now, growing up, I had no idea that these guys would become so important to me in my life. I look back, there are a few people that I have to tell you about. Although I didn't meet him, his legend and his saga and his story is just that, Jackie Robinson. We all have to tip our hat to him because he made the game available to guys like me. And he made this game better for everyone that's been involved. And I have to tip my hat to my man, where is he, Willie McCovey. I was blessed to be able to have a guy like this on my team. Willie Mack, I appreciate you coming out. Where are you? I appreciate you coming out here today. He hadn't been here in about 10 years, but he said, I came out for you, Big Dave. So I appreciate that, man. There are certain people we have to look up to, role models, people that set the bar higher, people that set standards in life. That's what he did for me, and that's what I wanted to be like, so I appreciate that. There are other people like Henry Aaron, man, just for being the best and breaking records at a time when people didn't want you to. Roberto Clemente, not only because you played right field like it was supposed to be played, but your humanitarian efforts will live on forever. Curt Flood, although he wasn't a Hall of Famer, Curt Flood, just to be able to talk to him when times were rough, when free agency wasn't cool, to read his book and to talk to him about what it takes to be dealing with adversity and the way he dealt with it with class and dignity. He was another one. And I have to tell you, Willie Mays, for just being the best. You're the best, man. I always wanted to do anything like you did. And the guys from the Negro Leagues that I had a chance to talk to over the years. I'm talking about people like Pooh Papa Bell and Satchel Paige. You know, when times were rough, just to talk to people like that who had been through the circumstances they experienced in life made me know that whatever I experienced in Major League Baseball was better than anything that they endured. So I have to give them a lot of credit. And I'll tell you, one of the nicest things they ever told me was, man, you could have played with us. That was one of the highest honors I ever received from those guys. To each and every one of you out there, it's important in our lives to have heroes. You know, heroes are ordinary people that have achieved extraordinary things in life. You know, many of you kids can't relate to what it takes to get to the top of the rung, the top of the heap, to have success. We're looking for things that come in a minute. It just doesn't happen. You have to understand that life and baseball is littered with all kinds of obstacles and problems along the way. You have to learn how to overcome them to be successful in life. The people in my life that were not only what I call heroes, but these are the people that overcame extraordinary circumstances in life. I'll just give you a couple of them. People that I look to. Again, Hank Aaron, man, you challenged the status quo and the records of the game. Monumental feats in an era where people didn't like that. There were people like Hank Greenberg who overcame serious injury late in his career. I used his model of excellence to spur me to continue to go on. Guys like Bob Feller and Ted Williams. You know, we're talking about real heroes, and there's many guys, not only just from the way they played the game of baseball, but how would you like to go off to war? You're in the middle of your career, go off to war, come back, get injured, things like that, and still come back and love this game and play it well. Those are real heroes. Hilton Smith, guys that played in the Negro Leagues, never got a chance in the major leagues, but you kept on playing. Lou Brock, a guy like that at 36, could show that age was nothing but a number. He knew the science of base stealing, set records at an advanced baseball age. I can respect that. All guys like this translated mission into results. They took action, they went after it, they went for it. But those are guys I respected. Now very quickly, let me tell you my own story. I grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota. There are a lot of people that influenced me, nurtured me, helped me along the way, but I can just recall looking back. First time I got my baseball glove, put it on the wrong hand, all those kind of things, but I remember my brother Steve and myself walking down Carroll Avenue with that first baseball uniform on, looking good, you know, walking with those cleats and everything, becoming part of a team. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, and those are experiences that I'll never forget. There were so many people in the community, the coaches, the mentors, all the people that contributed to our well-being. the people like the American Legion Post that gave us a chance to play, a place to play and a chance to play. Made it through high school, went to the University of Minnesota. By the time, there you go. I was fortunate to play 2 sports in college. I was drafted by 3. By the time I finished, I had my choice to be a tight end for the Minnesota Vikings, a power forward for the Atlanta Hawks or Utah Stars, or to play baseball, Major League Baseball. And I remember the scout, Donnie Williams, after they drafted, he was with the Padres. I asked him, I said, Donnie, what do you want me to do? He said, man, we want you to play every day. We want you to hit that ball and run. And so the rest is history. I chose baseball because to me, baseball is the best game of all. Since then, a multitude of factors have had an influence in my life, but I'll begin to condense this. But I'll tell you this, it started with my mother. I have to give her, God bless her and rest her soul. I got a good foundation at home. So when I was able to go off and do these things in baseball, there was always support. There was never a phone call too late, never a city too far. And it was always, I love you and I support you, and go on and do your thing. She instilled a certain pride and dignity. There were no artificial limits, no glass ceilings. There was no reason we didn't think we could succeed at any level. She gave me and my brother everything that we needed. My dad, he passed away last year. He planned on being here. He had an unfortunate car accident, so it wasn't in the cards for him to be here. We put our rifts behind us. We became to know each other real well. He was a great grandfather to my children, and I'm sorry he didn't make it today. But let me say this, next one, my brother Steve. Stand up for a second, man. This is my brother, my best friend in life, baseball playing buddy. Even though he's got 1.5 years on me, he still plays competitive rec sports. He ain't retired yet. I've been out 5 years. What's up with that? All right, Steve, thanks. Bill Peterson. He was the best non-professional coach in my life. He gave me just about everything I needed to learn how to play baseball and go on and be who I am today. Other people, very quickly, I have to comment, Attucks Brooks Post 606, American Legion, gave us everything we needed to play. You've got Dick Siebert, who was a coach at the University of Minnesota. Great competition and personal growth I got from him. Jim Dietz, San Diego State, in Fairbanks, Alaska, Gold Panners. Yeah, I played in Alaska for 2 summers, which many of these guys up here did. It was the best baseball in the country, prettiest, most majestic state in the Union, and to get a chance to win, climb mountains, go dog sledding in the winter, all that, wonderful experience. Let me get to the baseball people quickly. Of the 20 coaches that I had, 20 major league managers I had, and many coaches, guys I give high marks to, and I appreciate. Billy Martin, that's right, Cito Gaston, Yogi Berra, my man, there you go. Lou Piniella, Charlie Lau, John McNamara, Doug Rader, when he managed out in Angels, I appreciate giving me the chance to be Comeback Player of the Year. All these guys contributed to me. I had it all in perspective. But there are some baseball executives that helped me along the way. I have to say, Buzzy Bavasi, Mike Port, Andy McPhail. Then there were some owners contributed to me. Ray Kroc, he started McDonald's, but he was a baseball owner, and I appreciate a couple of things he gave to me. We talked business many times, and his belief in quality and service fit me like a glove. And that's what I brought to baseball, and that's how I conducted myself throughout my life. That's what that was about. To George Steinbrenner, I want to thank you for bringing me to the New York Yankees. I'm serious. This is an experience that changed my life forever in a positive way. You know, and I'm glad that time, distance, respect, and clear minds has brought about a respect and friendship that we didn't have early on, and I'm glad we have it today. Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, all the guys, just to be able in the same family, to be in the same family with guys like that, it's a dream come true. From there, I went to California, Gene Autry, I just have to tell you about him. He was a wonderful man, wonderful human being. I'm very happy I played for him. And to give you idea of the kind of guy he was, I had my 40th birthday party. This is the first man that came and the last one to leave. I appreciated that. I appreciate those things. Carl Pohlad. I played for the Minnesota Twins, yes, for 2 years. I just have to say thank you. You guys are special to me for different reasons. You brought me home to Minnesota to play, but beyond that, I always pray for your health and your strength from now on. The people of Toronto, 4 million people came out to see us play that year. And when I told you, I said, we want noise, you gave it up. That's what helped us win. Let me just go to the Padres very quickly. John Morris, Larry Lucchino. I appreciate you guys making it very open and very wonderful for me and my family, letting us know that the tradition, me being in San Diego was very important. I appreciate what you've given. Thank you, John. I have to thank all the people that came from San Diego, and hopefully the thousands that are back in Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego watching on the Jumbotron this ceremony here. Love goes out to you, and thank you for your support. I would be remiss if I didn't mention people, Marvin Miller, Don Fear, guys like at the Players Association, who I participated in much business with them. It helped make me the person I am today. So thank you for allowing me and letting me be in on this situation. Business people, Jeff Klein, who's been my agent for so many years. I appreciate going through the good times and the bad, baseball and business. Thanks so much. Danny Ross, Lenny Pollack, people in my kitchen cabinet. You guys have been the best. You guys, your guidance has meant so much to me and my family. I love you. Mario Cassiano, friend, foil, confidant, resident expert. If you people knew about him, you'd just smile. Thanks so much. You've been a great friend to me and my family. Randy Grossman, for your youth, energy, skill, and professionalism. And I ain't scared, I can get it done attitude. I appreciate it. Much love goes out to you and your family. And last, but certainly not least, my wife, Tanya. Stand up. Stand up, Tanya. The love of my life. My wife for 13 plus years. Going to be that way much longer. The mother of my children. Thank you for everything. Sticking with me. You're the best. You're the best. And my kids, Chanel, David, Ariel, stand up. You guys are my heart. I love you. I really do. I have one in college and 2 going in 1st grade. What's a man gonna do? Thanks you guys. Let me just tell you quickly about baseball, because I know the guys up here, they always say, go quickly now, but I have to say these things, guys. To the people out there, baseball is a simple sport, but it's complex. It's never easy. All the relationships, dealing with the ball clubs and the players and the games and the injuries and all those things. You can have the science of it down, and the science has to do with aerodynamics, physics, and all that. You can understand it, but if you don't have your head right, you can't play this game. You shouldn't even start, because you're going to fail most of the time. You just have to learn to overcome adversity. There are no 10-step formulas to success. You can't play this game for the money and the glory and all those things, because all these people didn't play for that. They played just to be the best they could be. In my 22 years of experience, I'll just give you 3 points here. These are key. This is what I took from this game. Values and character are the first. Continuous learning is the second. And the third point is dealing with adversity. Just the values and character really come down to your foundation, your building blocks, what you're made out of. And without preaching, these are the things that carry you through the hard times. And all I can say, there are many people that gave to me who I am today. I turned it around. I was in a position of influence. I used my foundation for the betterment of many. And I'll just say that some of the programs I'm most proud of, We not only brought the kids to the stadium with the pavilions, we fed people during the holiday season. When I went to Minnesota, Kirby and I started the Winfield Puckett Baseball League with the assistance of the Minnesota Twins, where 200 kids started playing. At that time in '93, we got over 2,000 per year playing, each year now. So I'm very proud of that. And in New York, we got 25,000 kids jobs over a 2-year period. And then we provide many scholarships for 25 years in Minnesota. That's what we're still doing. And so I have to thank all the volunteers, the contributors, everybody who's given to the Winfield Foundation over the years and helped benefit these young people. Continuous learning and self-improvement, I have to touch on it. I have to say, if your mind is not open, if you do not make change, you can have your goal, you could look to the back of this group here and say, that's where I'm going. But if you're not flexible, if you don't make adjustments, you won't last long in Major League Baseball. Dealing with adversity, it takes courage and strength and heart. I'll tell you, the best way to tell you this is that everybody faces obstacles. And I look to people who had been through many to succeed in life. Abraham Lincoln, born to a poor family, faced defeat through most of his life, lost 8 elections, failed 2 businesses, had a nervous breakdown, and still became president. If he's not an example of overcoming adversity, then nothing is. Just keep those things in mind. Finally, I could go on and on, but I certainly am not. I know what you want to say, Kirby. You know what the secret of being the best is all about? Just giving all it is about. It's not about numbers. It's not about the money. It's about giving the best you've had. It's an inner affirmation. It's here. It's up here. You can't buy it. Nobody can give it to you. You got to find it. Finally, I just want to say, Dale Petrosky, President of the Hall of Fame, Jane Clark, people of Cooperstown, the hundreds of volunteers who have made this a wonderful weekend, I want to thank you. You guys have made this weekend a wonderful thing. I feel more connected to baseball now than I ever have in my life. And I've truly been enriched by having been introduced to baseball at a young age. Yeah, I've had a complete career. How could I not? I played in America's finest city, San Diego, America's greatest city, New York, perhaps North America's classiest city, Toronto, played at home with the Minnesota Twins, Gene Autry in Anaheim. That's probably why I live in California now, and Cleveland. Everybody, thank you. You made me feel welcome. You've embraced my family. It's been a wonderful journey of personal discovery and development. I've given to baseball everything I've had, and baseball's given its best back to me today. Thank you. I love you all.